Cheers. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Stony Ridge Farm. It's a beautiful day here. We're going to go over and roll out a bale of hay to the cows. It has been cold here on the farm, but nothing compared to what you guys are suffering from out west. So thoughts and prayers go out to all the farmers and ranchers out west that are dealing with awful cold temperatures. Man, it's just been really bad. Even in the southern areas of the U.S., we really had some Arctic temperatures. So picked the wrong week to shave the beard off, but I'm kind of liking it. Feels a little bit better, not as scratchy. Get a lot of questions about whether chickens need heat in the wintertime. These are my chickens. They're doing just fine. They don't need heat in the wintertime. We just need to keep them out of the wind more so than anything. So if you're heating your chicken coop in the wintertime, you're cheating your chickens. Okay, so what I mean is you got to think about when the power is going to go out. So if I heated that chicken coop with either a heat lamp or some sort of heat source, I would have a monumental amount of trouble if my chickens were to have a power outage. And the power outage always occurs at the worst time, when the weather is the worst, when it's the coldest. So what you do, you cheat your chickens out of being hardened off if you heat your chicken coop, and then the power goes out and all your chickens freeze to death because they're not used to the cold weather. So that's why we don't heat our chicken coop. If it was 10 below zero, we'd probably be heating the chicken coop or wrapping it up with some straw and insulation where they'd have a good warm place to go. But this kind of heat or this kind of cold isn't going to bother them. So how the bees make it out in the cold, you won't know, and you definitely don't want to open up your honeybee hive when it's really cold outside. We are supposed to have some 60-degree temperatures this week, so there's potential for checking on the honeybees at some point this week, and we'll probably see a little bit of activity at the beehives. One of my buddies here on the channel suggested that I give them high fructose corn syrup. That's a common practice, guys, in keeping bees. I might be jabbering on a little bit this morning, but there's a lot on my mind. That's a common practice with keeping bees, is to give them high fructose corn syrup in the off season. So it kind of gives them a little bit of a boost. I'm against anything to do with high fructose corn syrup. I'm not into it. I don't like it. I think it's a fake sweetener. I think that it's contributing to the malnutrition and obesity epidemic here in this country. And I'm for high quality food. So I don't feed my chickens high fructose corn syrup. If that somehow hurts people's feelings, I'm sorry, but it's not real sugar, and it's not what honeybees need. It's not what I need. It's not what you need, in my humble opinion. So that's my high fructose corn syrup rant. If it's got high fructose corn syrup in it, I typically do not buy it. Even ketchup. Why would ketchup need corn syrup in it? What is corn syrup? Google it. Check it out, man. It's just interesting to know. The problem is that it's not just the corn syrup that's the problem. The GMO portion of the corn syrup, in my mind, is a problem. And I guess we can get into religion here a little bit. I don't think it's right to go against nature. I don't think it's right to place any genetic part of one animal into another animal. I don't think it's right. I think it's wrong, and I think that we'll suffer tremendously from this. At some point, it's going to get us. So anyway, what would be the temperature in centigrade? I have no idea. Or Celsius, freezing. It's about 22 degrees out here right now. Our low last night was 19. Let's see. Got a fellow that's having a hard time understanding why I shut the water off to the cows at night when it's this cold. And we're going to walk up here and kind of explain that to you guys after we get a little sunrise and a little coffee. You can see right here We lost Starlink internet. Stand by 1 second. No, Don, is the connection better? Sorry, we went off of Starlink internet there for a second. It's cold. I don't want my hands out here in this freezing cold. Audio should be back now, guys. There we go. Picture and audio should be better. So, if you're watching on YouTube, you will notice a link to become a channel member down there. You can become a channel member and help support the farm. To be honest with you, what we do here is we're trying to bring everybody out here and show them what the day-to-day real life is here on the farm. And it takes equipment and it takes time to do that. So if you guys want to be a channel member, jump in. I'll recognize you while we're live. It'll pop up on the screen. So no pressure. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. But the option's there for you. So I'm not asking you to do it. Just do it if you want to, if you want to help support it. You need some of those battery heated gloves like Greg Judy has. It gets colder out there where Greg's at. Greg's a little older than me too. So yeah, it gets a little colder out there. I'm not sure what Greg's temperatures are there. You guys can probably see. He's near Columbia, Missouri. And I would say that they probably get 3 weeks of additional extra cold weather that we just don't get here in North Carolina. How's the farm life? Farm life is good, man. Very good. Very good. What wireless mic do you use? This is the DJI wireless mic. 5 minus 30, 22 times 9 divided by 5 equals minus 32 equals 7.6. Should be negative 7.6, shouldn't it? Richard, if we're doing centigrade? I don't know. Math on camera is horrible, dude. Never do math on camera. That's one of the golden rules of live streaming and one of the golden rules of posting videos. This is a wool hat, guys. A lot of people have asked about this hat. This is a wool hat, and buddy, let me tell you, it will keep your head warm. Absolutely. 14 degrees here in Missouri. Okay, Jim, so temperature's about the same. We're about to have a heat wave here. We're going to be almost 70 degrees next week, which that's just crazy to think. It was 5 degrees this week and 70 degrees next week. So -5 Celsius says plague of badgers. Awesome. Joe's Outdoor Experience in the house. George, Jim, good to have you. Chris, is always good to have you, buddy. Got to get you and Chris back up here at the farm sometime. We got a tree on the fence. This winter storm did drop a pine tree I've been watching for a long time on the fence, and just is what it is. We'll have to take care of that. We're going to be moving the cows to a different paddock this morning, so that should be kind of fun. And what's the hay situation? Let me get up this hill and I'll tell you. Look out here at all the manure pats that are sitting in the pasture. All these manure pats need to go, and as soon as the weather thaws enough, I'll get out here. Hopefully Thursday morning I'll be out here knocking down these manure pats. So cold weather and walking up a steep hill jibber jabbering will get you out of breath. So the cows are all up here. Let's just show you. They're all up here. They're all chilling out right now. Let me explain to you guys why, and especially to the fella who is trying to convince me that the cows need access to water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Why I do this and why I'm doing this. This is the gate that blocks off the waterer. It's also the gate that opens up in between our pastures. Now, you see me open that gate. Are the cows standing at the gate waiting to drink water? No, they're not. It's cold out, okay? So the solar well doesn't pump at night. When it's freezing cold temperatures like this, it's very worrisome for a farmer, because if they drink the water down below the level of these little floating balls right here, it runs a potential to allow more cold air into this tank and cause it to freeze. So for safety, at dark, I come up here and I've been blocking this off for the last few days. It's not something that I do every day, but it's 5 degrees. It's been 5 degrees, and we've got to solve that. Not solve that. We've got to prevent that problem. So an ounce of prevention. The cows are no worse for the wear. As you can see, they're all standing there soaking up some sun. So that is for the fellow that really, he's a Pennsylvania farmer, and he's really into me about the cows not having access to water for pretty much 10 hours. Again, if they were really thirsty, I don't know if you've seen what thirsty cows will do. They'd be over here pushing and shoving and trying to get into this. Cheers, guys. Cows and coffee. Good morning. I was wondering what mic you use to film your videos. We just said it. The mic that I use for the live streams is the DJI wireless mic. I think it's called Wireless Go. It cost about 500 bucks. 400 to 500 bucks, something like that. So in order to bring this to you, it does cost a few bucks. Right, guys, girls? All right, we're going to turn the camera around and show you guys where we're going. We're going to walk down here to a new paddock. We're going to be moving the cows onto, I say some new stockpile forage, but there's really no forage left at this point. It's all hay, but that's all good. All this manure needs to be spread out. So all these fences, once I get the cows moved out of here, all these fences are going to have to be taken down so that I can drag these pastures. See, all the cows are kind of all standing broadside right now. Every one of them. See, they're all kind of standing facing south or facing north, getting that early morning wind. So, yep, no problem, teenage farmer. No problem. All right. So is everybody back to work? Going back to work for, or some of you guys off for the holiday season? Tammy's singing to us. So look at all the manure out here, guys. Now you can tell. This is why we need to go ahead and get them moved over to the next paddock. All that good butt fertilizer out there for the taking. Morning, everybody. Morning, kids. Extra channel is going away, says Patriot Ref. Right now, no. Patriot Ref. Here's the deal, brother. When I'm out here and I'm working and I'm doing the live streams, this takes out, you know, this takes about an hour and a half of my day, where it really honestly would only take me about 15 minutes to move the cows twice a day. But this takes a little bit of time away from the other videos. So that's it. It's just all about trying to find the time management, really. So that's it, Patriot Ref. We'll let you know. I don't think that's why we opened up channel memberships, so that we could hang on to the Stony Ridge Extra channel. And we're still picking up subscribers every day. So I don't think there's any reason to not bring you guys out here and enjoy at least a few days a week of live stream. There's Cindy. Morning, Cindy. So, Cindy, you hungry? So let's talk about hay. Let's talk about what we have to feed the cows. I was a little concerned, and yesterday we did a little inventory of hay. We've got 168 bales left. I've been feeding 1 bale per day, and we're going to up the ante. We're going to bump up the hay feeding, the amount we're feeding, to 2 bales one day, 1 bale the next day. So this morning early, I'll roll out 1 bale. This evening, I'll roll out another bale, and tomorrow evening, I'll roll out another bale. So we're going to kind of space them out about 18 hours apart. What we're trying to do is build that butt fertilizer that you're seeing right there. I mean, look at all the manure and all the litter on the ground, litter from the hay. I mean, it's just a ton of it. Hey, look, Stony Ridge Farm got me a rock. Woohoo! It's one of the 10 I need to pick up today. Nice, carry rocks in your pocket. That'll make you a strong feller. So we're going down here, and this is the gate to this section of pasture. We're going to move them to there, and then leapfrog to there. We're going to start rolling hay on this section, and then we're going to go down here to the worst part on the whole farm. Don McCall, first channel member on the Stony Ridge Extra channel. Thank you, Don. Thank you so much, buddy. The first channel member. That's awesome, bro. Thank you. Excuse me. Little frog in my throat the last few days. I do have a guy that helps me edit, and thoughts and prayers go out to him. Hasn't been feeling very well. Bad time of year to be not feeling so good. Come on, girls. Woo! Come on. Come on. You see some cedars growing up in the pasture here. Just little cedar trees. One there, one there, one there. Not really concerned about that. In fact, I'd like them to grow up just a little bit so we can get a little shade for the cows. And around those cedar trees will also come hardwood trees eventually. Come on, girls. Woo! There's a little bit more over here, I promise. Oh, goodness. Come on, let's go. All right, ATV is right up here. Honda Foreman 500 with our Greg Judy baling roller. Ready to rock and roll, baby. Again, thank you so much, Don, for jumping in and joining up as a channel member. It's better than a super chat. You don't have to think about it. Thank you, buddy. Okay, so let's pop off our tripod here and get her done. So some of the cows are going to be confused, so we're probably going to have to ride over there where the cows are in just a second and try to entice them to come to us. All right, go ahead and set us up here right quick. We got to fire up the ATV. Make sure everything's good to go. Let that thing warm up just a little bit. I got ice on my seat, girls. I got ice on my seat. It's not the good kind. It's not vanilla. There we go. Contact. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this string off of this bale. Then I've got to circle back around to get the cows that are not so in tune with what's going on here. So if you look, all them girls right there need to come on over here. So let's get this bale unwrapped, and then we'll come back over here and roll it out. Hey girls, get back. Come on, man. I'm going to feed you in like 2 seconds. You'll get fed in like 2 seconds. You just got to chill out for a sec. Every day I've got to cut the string off these bales. You have to do it in a specific way. You don't do it in the same way every single day, you run into trouble. Typically I don't load the hay up and crank it up on the baling roller like this overnight, because it'll tend to settle and cause me problems when it comes to getting the string off. So let's see how she does here. Get back, kids. Get back, kids. We've got to get her string out. We can't have you guys eating string. That's not organic. Oh, yeah. There's your morning workout. There we go. Awesome. Got the string off. Morning, Leslie. Terry, Canine Striker. Here we go. All right. We're going to bounce on over here and recruit some more animals. So we'll turn the camera where you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, kids. Let's get your brothers and sisters over here. Woo! Come on. Come on. Woo! I'm not used to moving every day now, guys. Come on. We'll get up in this other pasture and turn around. And then we'll lead them out. Woo! Woo! Come on. Come on. Dropping a little hay as we go here. Woo! Come on. Come on. We're going to have to drop this bale right here or they just won't come through. Come on. Come on, boys and girls. Come on. Woo! They're working their way this way. Come on. Come on. Woo! Come on, girls. Come on. Come on. Woo! Good morning, girls. I know that was an oddball, guys. Sorry about that. The only way to get them over here was to go down there and drop some hay right by the gate. That's the only way to get them over here. There's not a lot of green grass out here to entice them to come on over to this new section of pasture. We still got one cow over there in the old section, so I'm going to do a little bit of manual manipulation here. So got to get that cow over here with the rest of the cows. Let's go ahead and do a little pushing. Sometimes it just takes a little cushion for the pushing. We'll take your guys' questions. If you have any questions, save them until I get back here. All right, girl. I know there's a little bit of hay over here, but there's a whole lot over there. Number 25. You got to go on with the rest of the crew. Don't be a turd. There you go. Be a good girl. Oh, I know it's hard to get you a good mouthful of that. Get you a good old mouthful. There you go. Big old mouthful, and then let's go. There you go, girl. That's what I'm talking about. What a good cow. Good cows. Good cows. Oh, hey, sweetie. Good morning. Good cows. Okay, gate's closed. Coming your way, folks. Another rock. There we go. Yeah. There we go. That's 2 rocks for the day. Okay, I know a lot of you guys just took off, just left. That's boring, huh? Yeah, if I weren't doing good, yeah, you're right. Totally right, Richard. If I wasn't doing good, the cows would have been chasing me, running after me this morning. Let's go ahead and let me get this bale unroller up. Cannot leave the 4-wheeler in the pasture with the cows. There we go. Good deal. Okay. I just stepped in a big old hot turd. Oh, man. Okay. So, Bill says, do you realize we can hear you blow your nose the farmer away? Well, Bill, would you rather see a big old string of boogers? You're not supposed to point that kind of stuff out. That's the behind the scenes kind of thing that we don't point out. It's funny, Bill. Yep, that's called the Texas tissue. Anybody else know about the Texas tissue? Their coat matches a broom straw. So if you guys remember, I don't know if you were out here last year when we were doing this and we're rolling out hay to the cows, but the broom straw is getting thinner and thinner and thinner without any outside input other than hay, what comes out of these cows. And the reason this broom straw is here, let me show you what it is. This is broom sedge or broom straw, commonly known as broom straw around here. Basically, it looks like what you'd make a broom out of. When I was a kid, we used to make our own brooms out of broom straw. This is broom sedge or broom straw, and it grows where there is very acidic soil. So the pH of our soil, when we first cleared the land here, was about 4. Our ideal pH is about 6-ish, I say. 5.5 to 6.5, something like that. So that is why we have broom sedge. Now your weeds and your plants that are growing in your pasture are talking to you. They're telling you what your pasture needs. This tells me we need lime. This tells me we need to equalize the pH of the soil. Now, for eons in the past, we didn't have broom sedge issues, right? So for eons, animals roamed the Great Plains and we didn't have issues at all with the pH of the soil. Do you know why? Because what comes out of the butt of that animal is a pH neutral product, okay? So instead of spreading out money on the land, we're buying hay and we're spreading out manure on the land and urine on the land, and that is correcting the pH. And we don't want a pill to fix it super quick. There may be some areas that we need to lime. There's some areas on the other side of the farm that the broom sedge is just thick, like super, super thick. So you'll see in a future video, gonna get out there, we're gonna be mowing. It'll be the last mow of the 2022 season. And we're actually gonna help out a neighbor down here. We're gonna mow their big pasture for them also while we've got the mower on the tractor. It only takes me a few minutes to take care of that. And I think it's a good holiday gift for the neighbor. So that being said, we'll mow down the broom sedge. You don't have to worry about it seeding out, okay? When it seeds out, it's only going to grow in places that the pH is too acidic. Once you fix the pH problem, the broom sedge problem will go away. Once you fix the breaking of the soil problem, the weed problem will go away, okay? So your weeds are talking to you, and we need to listen, all right? Because the health of our soil is dependent upon, the health of our nation is dependent upon the health of our nation's soil, okay, guys? That's why you hear about getting beef from Argentina, because the health of our nation depends on the health of our soil. And half of the topsoil, all the topsoil here is in the Cape Fear River Basin. A lot of the topsoil that's out west has gone down the Mississippi and ended up in the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of the topsoil up in Virginia, all these tobacco areas that are local to me, it's ended up in the Chesapeake Bay. So think about that. Pastures will look better by rolling out hay. We may have to address some. Lime is limestone. But you got to think about this. We've got a pasture out here, right? And we're going to put down 3 tons of lime to the acre. 2 to 3 tons of lime to the acre in hopes of correcting the pH. That basically is just a layer of dust, a layer of white limestone dust. If you don't have good soil to absorb that white limestone dust, if you don't have the good soil to absorb it, it's not going to do anything but run back off the land right down in the creek and right down into the river and back out to the Cape Fear River Basin or Chesapeake Bay. So yeah, that's something that we need to think about. Scott says, I do the Texas tissue all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I live in New Jersey. That's funny, man. That's funny. So I didn't used to do that, but I raced bicycles. I was in college, I was a collegiate road cyclist. I rode bikes a lot. And even out of college, I rode mountain bikes a lot. And if you got to blow your nose on the bike trail, buddy, you're not carrying a tissue and stopping. You're taking care of business. So, guys, you can tell it's warmed up a little bit. I've got my gloves off. Let's go visit the cows. Got a lot of work to get done here today on the farm. A lot of work. I'm probably going to pull that ATV off to the side, hook up to the next hay bale, and we'll deliver that out to these girls about 4 o'clock today. Girls and boys, I should say. And there's Sweetie. Hey, Sweetie. Sweetie's not going to be sweet this morning. That's Susie, I mean. That's why. Susie. Hey, Susie. Sweetie's over here somewhere. We'll find Sweetie. And Butthead. Hey, Butthead. Let's just get on over here. There's Mona. Morning, girls. Morning, Butthead. How you doing? You mad at me? Is everybody mad at me this morning? There's Karate Cow. Hey, Karate Cow. We stay away from the back end of Karate Cow because he will kick. He will throw the karate kick at you. Isn't that right, Karate Cow? You can just see him. He's ready to kick. Oh, man. Did Sweetie come over here, guys, or is it just Susie? Let's see. I think it's just Susie. Sweetie must be somewhere else. This is Susie right here, number 10. Hey, Susie girl. Only a few cows will let me touch them. Chowing down. That's some good hay right there, guys. Big thanks to my buddy Larry for helping me out. I told him you got a hay customer for life, buddy. I had to pay a premium price, but we got a premium product, and that's what really makes a difference. Absolutely. Morning, everybody. Morning, 15. I think that's Sweetie. I do believe it. Let's just double check. Is that you, Sweetie? Sweetie knows her name. Yes, it is. Hey, girl. How's my girl this morning? Morning, little girl. Yeah. Very good. So, even in the wintertime, I'm still out here and I'm assessing the cows. I'm checking on them. I'm checking their weight. I'm looking at their condition. I'm looking at their feet. I'm looking at how friendly Sweetie is. Looking at their butts. So we had a calf yesterday that had, for lack of better terms, a little dingleberry issue. Let's see if we can find a little dingleberry calf. Make sure that we're kind of clearing up. We'll check. It was 216. We kind of keep this in the backs of our minds all the time, what number cow it is. And that's the smallest calf that we have. The younger the calf, the more stressful this cold weather is going to be on them. So let's see. I believe 216 is right over here. I think that's Notch. Yeah. There's 216. Hey, girl. Hey, Sweetie. How you doing? I got to check your backside. Got to see your bottom. Yes, you got a little dingle ball down there, but I don't think we have any sort of scours issue. That's something we have to watch out for. So Gordy says you're doing the right thing. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. Thinking outside the box here. Thinking like people had to do back in the day before we had a pill for everything. You know, we healed the land. We're healing the land holistically. We're not healing the land with chemical fertilizers and glyphosate and broadleaf killer. I mean, there's just no use in it. If you want your pastures to be all one type of grass, that's great. But that's not what we're seeking here. We're seeking a multi-species pasture. So that's what we're looking for. 216, you eating good this morning, aren't you? Let's see what these little calves are up to. This is Notch. If you look at his right ear there, Notch had a little incident when we tried to ear tag him. He jerked his head and he cut a little notch in his ear. So we just left that Notch and we'll just call him Notch. He's a young steer. He's a youngster and a young steer. This is a young steer right here. No real use in putting a number on a steer for us here on the farm. There's no real use in it. If we put a number on a steer, we're just wasting an ear tag because the steers are going to go for beef in the fall. So 26 at Berlin Valley Stables. That's awesome. Getting a little warm. Richard says good morning from Missouri. Richard, we've got a weather report from Missouri. Said it's about 17 degrees out there. Okay, so next we got to go check a few things. Guys, this is hay that we rolled out just a few weeks ago. Don't see any manure pats out on this pasture hardly. A little bitty one right here. Most of this stuff has absorbed into the ground already. We're going to whip this camera around. We're going to walk on over and we're going to make sure that the cows have good water. That's the issue with doctors and hospitals now. It's all about pills. It's the public. We buy into it. It's the public, my friend, and it's Western medicine. You know, I've worked in, I said about to say I lived in the hospital, but I worked in intensive care for 13 years. And I've seen the worst of the worst infections and the worst of the worst situations. We have to take ownership of our own health. And I get a lot of folks leaving comments about buying high quality beef, buying high quality protein, and it's just too expensive. I tell you what you can't afford. You can't afford that hospital bill from eating the wrong thing for 30 years or 40 years, however long that is. You can't abuse your body, and it is abusing your body when you're putting the garbage in it. So you are what you eat. Now, this was my major leak source. I replaced the valve and it blew apart. The brass valve blew apart. So how can hay farmers survive? Says John Musco. I don't know what you're talking about, John. I'll tell you this, about 200 bales at $47 a piece. You tell me. That's pretty good survival right there. I don't know. It's very hard to earn a living farming for sure. So you've got to have a plan. You've got to have multiple sources of income. So this is, again, the water tank for this section of pasture. Let's check and see if we froze. No, little bit of ring of ice right there on that ball, but we'll be just fine. No more leak down here. This land should heal up. You can see it's a mud hole, or it was a mud hole right here. There's actually grass seed in that mud, and that land should heal up pretty good. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put down some rock dust and dirt, then build this up like a ramp to the block where the cows eat. Excuse me, drink. All right. So they've got water, they've got food, and I've got work to do. So how's the hay inventory holding up? So for the folks that saw the title, we'll end this video like this. The hay inventory is good. We have 168 bales, not counting the one I just rolled out, which means that in these coldest of days, I can start rolling out 2 bales per day. The goal was to have, be able to roll out 2 bales per day for 180 days. Now I can roll out 2 bales per day for Oh, what did we determine yesterday? I can roll out 2 bales per day for the rest of the winter, pretty much, if I want to. So here's how we're going to do it. Rolling out one in the morning this morning, roll out one in the evening this evening, midday tomorrow. About every 18 hours, we'll come out here and roll out some hay. Peggy says, I agree. I pulled my back out, was in total pain. No thanks to pain pills, muscle relaxers, just stay off it. Sometimes we need painkillers, but what we don't need, we just need to take care of ourselves the best we possibly can. Pulling your back out is a little bit different than eating those foods that we all know are bad for us. And again, people argued with me. I had somebody argue with me. There's just no way we can afford to buy the astronomical cost of beef off a farm. If you can't compare this to Walmart beef, first of all. You can't compare on the farm prices with Walmart beef, period. But if Walmart beef costs $6.99 a pound and this costs $9 a pound, I mean, ground beef, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? How much are you going to eat, really? How many pounds of beef are you going to eat in a week? I don't know. I'll fix 10 burgers on a Monday and I'll eat them all week long. So what? A half a pound of beef per day, something like that. So $4 per day, all right, $5 per day. It's not too bad. Don, thank you for becoming a channel member, buddy. I appreciate it. K9 said, yes, sir. Got a short vid on me announcing it at Congress. There you go, brother. There you go. You got to follow the money. Follow the money trail. Where's the money trail lead? The money trail leads to cheap food. That's where the money trail leads to. So anyway, that's my sales pitch. You guys are here because you like this kind of stuff. So I'm not going to go on a food rant today. Cows are doing good. I'm doing good. Weather's warming up. Lots of work to get done. I've been stuck in the house freezing to death for several days and enjoying a wonderful Christmas with my family. Folks, thanks so much for joining me today on the Stony Ridge Farm Channel. Cows are good. We'll see you next time. All right.